Lost Lad London Volume 1 Review. It's Christmas in London, but a university student, Al Adley, has no plans to go home to his adopted parents for the holidays. It's not that they don't get unwell, it's just he's doing his best to lead an independent life, but instead of enjoying a quiet time in his own in the flat he shares with fellow student Colom, he's horrified to find a bloody knife in the pocket of his jacket, so he's wondering how and what he got there. There's a knock at the front door. It's a police detective. The mayor of London has been found stabbed to death in the tube train, and Al was one of the passengers on the same train. But when Al tells the detective about the knife, Inspector Ellis doesn't jump to any conclusions or arrest him on the spot. Yet it's more tragic. An inexplicable events unfold close to Al. There's only one conclusion that the detective can come to. It's no coincidence you got dragged into this. It tells Al, which means that somewhere in your life, there's a reason you were targeted. A murder mystery manga in which the mayor of London is found stabbed to death on the tube train. Readers in the UK, especially Londoners, will do a double take on reading this, especially when we remember who the London mayor before last happens to be. How familiar? We wonder, can the mangaka be alive with London today? Well, Shima Shinya must be very familiar, as their manga is full of little authentic touches that will have to convince even the most skeptical British readers. So we just can relax and enjoy the story. Every very distinctive, untypical, even on manga-like art style by Shimashina gives it another bonus, giving a unique feel to look at this intriguing story of murder and deception, which has more of the flavor of a gritty TV drama than the usual travelers London cliches of an employee in other manga. Thankfully, there's no glimpses of Big Ben, Piccadilly Circus, or Buckingham Palace. Just occasional often references to, say, supermarkets such as Sainsbury's and Tesco, which portray some genuine local knowledge. And the mention of the murder of MP Joe Cox brings a grim relevance to the narrative that will help to dispel any lingering concerns among UK readers about the authenticity of Shimashinya's research. It also must be said that the manga shows old signs of being lightly plotted, so any little detail or seemingly offhand remark is worth making a mental note. Drawing is done with such a slight and skillful touch by the mangaka that you might only catch the implied significance on a second or third read. Above all, it's the characters that convince or draw the reader into the dark mystery at the heart of the manga. First of all, the world-weary cop, Detective Inspector Ellis, is near retirement age, currently injured and on crutches. It seems to be accident-prone, as if he's not been paying proper attention to his own personal safety or being well. Tony Alice is a quiet and unassuming young man of South Asian heritage, who obviously has a good relationship with his adopted parents. As many ask for information about his birth mother, that's ready to share her name, so he can go and look for her. But much of the pleasure in reading this murder mystery comes from the interactions between Detective Inspector Alice and Al, as the sinister web that's being woven around Al, implicating him as the murderer, slowly tightens. Alice's instincts are still as keen as ever. Even if his battered body, he is horrendously accident-prone, and slowing him down, and we get glimpses that he is haunted by a case that didn't go well in his past, with tragic results. Of course, everything we've been shown so far, many may turn out to be smoke and mirrors. In the next volume, the third and final one, the mangaka will have a trick or two to play on the reader, with unexpected reveals. The translation of Lost Lad London is by Eleanor Root Summer and conveys a dialogue, which has a certain dry humor and several of the exchange in a convenient way. The handsome trade paperback edition from Yen Press, with a striking cover design, has 6 color pages at the front and the double page trader for book 2 in the end. Lost Lad London will appeal to all readers who enjoy a thought of twisty murder mystery, with an art style that looks more like a Western graphic novel, appropriate for the story set in 21st century London. Its compelling characters point to schedule for August, and they can wait to see what Shima Shinya at her sleeve as the plot thickens. 9 out of 10.